one of the harshest places will always be the penitentiary, because there you see so many lonely faces. And when you go in, you know, it's a different type of animal when you go in. You understand? And the times that I have, you know, fell under, I need to go on the record and say this. And it's no gripe against nobody. I have never had a woman to stand up in the paint for me while I was gone. And when I speak with authority. I speak with validity. And, you know, sitting on here and telling these stories or whatever, you know, I want to be honest with everybody else just like I have to be honest with myself. No matter what I did on the outside, it didn't reflect when I was on the inside. I have never had a woman to stand up in the paint for me while I was away. And that was all right with me, because I understand, again, you know, I wasn't married to these women, and I'm quite sure they was with me to get what they got, because as time had shown, I have been with these women, and I have looked back at their relationships after me, and I put myself on a judgment ruler. You understand? So while I was away, I knew it was guys gunning for that action. But I need to be very clear now that, you know, I'm here and this is what I chose to, what I'm choosing to do now. And I say that with authority again, that a woman would need to be almost a prostitute to keep up with me. So I gave them a pass as far as me knowing that. I have went in and called back and guys have tried to humiliate me on the phone about the girl that I left behind. You understand? But that wasn't a problem for me, again, because there were so many other guys inside going through the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? I have called home and found out that the help that my girl has stooped all the way down with the help and slept with the help. And I ain't talking about the movie either. So I always stuck my chest out everywhere I go. You understand me? I always went in with the gorillas, the monkeys, the lions, the snakes, and came out smooth on the other side. I've been telling you guys that just with my personality, I was able to connect the 67 counties in Florida and make allies in all those counties. So money didn't do that for me, because inside, even though you need money to survive as far as things you might want to eat, but it still wasn't that. It was my personality. You understand? So I seen grown men inside crying and weeping. You understand? Crying for their girl. And I have had my heart broke with that, because I thought I stood a better chance of not having to go through that type of pain. But it was like a tornado. It was like this word they came up with called algorithm. You understand? It was going around in there. And you see these guys walking around dejected, giving away their food and doing all this stuff. You see guys in there indulging in homosexual activity. And some of this might have been out of frustration, but I chose to stay away from that. And it made me a better man. You understand? And it made me know that whenever my feet hit the ground, I'm going to take off running. You understand what I'm saying? So when you in and you got a little money and you calling back and you hear these stories about, you know, this guy banging your girl, or the girl that you was, or the other girl that you was with, such and such banging her. It's like they trying to hit the scratch off ticket. You know, I heard Scarface saying a song long years ago. He say, a guy with a bigger, you know what, and a bankroll, she gone. You understand? So when I started hearing all these things, because my ears were constantly to the street, and I was getting this information by first hand. And, you know, I won't never get on here and call names, but I know a guilty conscience as a mother, but they didn't owe me anything. So being in and getting myself together mentally to sit back and reflect and sit around and see. It's like a friend told me years ago, that was like, when it comes to frustration and anger and self-doubt, don't take that all in. You got to exhale that. You got to go open your door and let that thing go around. Then when it come back into you, you got to accept that. You got to inhale, then you got to exhale and open the door and let that thing fly. Don't be sitting around every day thinking and just knocking yourself down and beating yourself down to the ground. You understand what I'm saying? So now I understand the importance of, excuse me, I understand the importance of being married, because being married, it gives you a little bit more power and it gives you a little more strength of connecting with the woman. Because when you ain't married to her, if you might have a kid by her, that may be the only link, but you don't own her. You understand? So I know, and I'm the type like this. Once I hear you been took all down and through there, I don't want no more of that. Now, I have backslid like that before and just did it just to do it. But once you go back down and you get drugged through the mud, and I'm getting these calls or whatever, and I know what's going on, you with this guy, then I hear this other guy hitting you, then the other guy hitting you, and it done been a year or two since I've been gone, that's over with. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather get out and go with a girl 600 pounds before I go back that route. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, being in gives you the foresight of what you might need to do. But everybody has the same mentality when it comes to going in and coming out. You want to be number one again.